If your daughter was 18 and Andrew Tate came up to her when he's 40 years old, would you let your daughter date that guy? You wouldn't.
No. That pause, bro.
So my boy Destiny said something I thought that was really interesting.
How do you have God on your stream while you're talking about so many different women? How is that godlike? How do you expect, let's say that you do that. Let's say somebody gets your lifestyle, okay? And you get your 20 women up to your 25, 26, 27 years old. How are you just going to flip that off and then go and find one woman when that's what you've been putting out in the world?
Because women could fall in, women don't care. You could have 20 women. Like,
you don't think women care? The type of woman that, do you know which type of women don't care? It's the same type of women that you make fun of. It's going to be the Kim Kardashian clones. They're going to be the ones that don't care.
That's not true.
You think you think that you can go from having 20 women through your 20s, and then at 26, 27, you're going to find like a woman that is spiritual, that is looking for the same things in life that you are going to claim?
20 spiritual women.
What does that mean?
20 spiritual women.
How are you going to have 20 spiritual women?
Collect them like Pokemon.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you want to meme, I mean, at least you admit you're wrong. Okay.
Yeah, that's what men need to do. Men need to keep providing. That's what makes men happy.
That doesn't make you a provider. How do you think you're going to be able to provide romantically for a woman when you're 28 if you've been sleeping around and fucking around for your entire 20s? You're not even going to know what a healthy relationship looks like.
Once you fuck a lot of women, you understand how they work and you get better with them.
No, when you fuck a lot of women, you understand how to fuck women. That's the only thing you get. You don't know how to love a woman. You don't know.
Let me flip it on its head. When you've only done relationships your entire life, you don't know what it's like to be out there and be a pickup artist or to meet women and pick up women. You don't know. In that same token, just because you're out here fucking doing all this stuff in these streets doesn't mean you know how to be in a relationship. Now, I don't say this too often, but Destiny's preaching.
You should talk to women, the kind of women that you want when you're 27. You should start talking to them now because they don't want to touch somebody like you with a fucking 10-foot pole. They would not want anything to do with you. If you go into a church, and you start talking to women in their late 20s and you say, what kind of a man are you looking for? They're not going to say, I want a man who could have fucked and gotten 100 bitches pregnant. That's the kind of man I want to take care of me.
Women don't know what they want from a man. They don't know what to say. They just don't understand men inherently.
And you think you have the answer to that? You think at 23 you figured out what women want?
Yeah.
What's the longest relationship you've been in?
2 years. For a year.
Okay, so you've been in one or maybe two relationships in your life. How do you think you already know what women want?
I've been in maybe like 20 relationships.
Not real relationships. You're 23. You couldn't have been
in 20 relationships at 23? That's wild.
It's not a relationship. His definition of relationship is wide as fuck. Oh shit, this is my homie. This is the clerk from the gas station. That's not a relationship. No, that's my homie.
20 relationships at 30? You sound like Walter saying he got 1,000 bodies.
Yeah.
You sound like you capping, brother.
You couldn't have been
what do you think a real relationship is? Like watching Netflix every night with your boo bear and like going on a picnic?
A real relationship is dealing with the ups and downs of life with a partner that you're committed to, not somebody that you meet Friday night to fuck.
Oh, wrap it up.
I'm not even gonna front.
Yo,
I'm not even gonna front. I was part of this live stream, and I didn't remember this nigga going off this hard.
God damn, you went because you were doing 1,000 things at the same time.
Facts. Shout out to Destiny.
Yeah, you went on.
And I call him the N-word because he's Cuban.
He what?
He's Cuban.
Who?
Destiny.
Destiny's Cuban?
Yeah. His middle name is Gusano. What?
Gusano?
Yeah. You know what that means?
Like the worm in mezcal?
That's probably the etymology of the word. All I know is it's a slur. What's a gusano? Oh, it is a worm.
I'm not crazy. It's a worm that's in mezcal.
Damn.
Yeah.
Now I see why it's a slur.
Yeah, gusano is the worm in mezcal.
Yeah.
That's, for all my fellow drinkers.
Shout out to them. There you go.
All right, keep talking.
I don't understand how you think you can live your lifestyle and flip a switch at 27 and all of a sudden be the type of man that you want to be for the type of woman you want to get. You're going to be dating Instagram models and fucking them your entire life. Or you're going to be like Andrew Tate. You're going to be 38 on a live stream bragging about being able to fuck 18-year-olds, and that's going to be the rest of your life. Let's look at conservatives, okay? Do you think if you had a daughter and a guy like you came up to that daughter, would you let your daughter date that guy?
Yeah, I'm a good guy.
No. That pause, bro. No. That pause. pause, bro. You went. I gotta answer. Yeah, I'm a good guy. No, that pause, bro. Nah, bro, that hesitation.
And he was saying like he wants to have 20 spiritual women that he's dating at the same time, like when he gets older. So he wants like 20 women at the same time. And he would give it, and he would be like, yeah, I want my daughter to be married to that kind of dude. But hey, let's keep going.
That's cap.
Time he's 23, a guy that's looking for you would let that daughter date that guy. You're lying. You know you're lying.
I have to ask, Sneako, you would give your daughter to a man who has 19 other women?
If he was a good guy, yeah.
Really? No shot. That's the biggest cope.
Cap. Cap.
Can I ask? Okay, I don't care. I don't care. Blue pill. I don't care if you're a blue pill, red pill, whatever, Chinese pill. Okay. If you got a daughter, would you want her to go and be part of somebody's harem?
That's cap.
Are we serious right now?
That's cap. You're just saying that just because you don't want to lose faith. You know damn well.
Hold on. Are we really talking about sending our children to be part of somebody's harem?
Cap.
The only people I know who would comfortably say that are men who do not have daughters or don't have nieces. That's the only way I could see
Or
that.
need to prove a fucking point. Cap.
That is disingenuous at best.
Cap.
You gonna send to be part of a harem? That's crazy.
No shot. That's the biggest cope. There's no shot. You wouldn't let your daughter near that guy. Would you let your daughter date somebody like Andrew Tate? If your daughter was 18 and Andrew Tate came up to her when he's 40 years old, would you let your daughter date that guy? You wouldn't.
That quietness was
wild.
That was right. That's wild.
Yo, you just answered yourself. You just answered. There you go.
And you know, there's something that's said a lot, right? And here's like
My
a true thing
guy.
that they have in studies, right? And red pill dudes will mention this oftentimes. They'll say, you know, pair bonding becomes more difficult the more partners you have. So for women, the more that they be having sex out here, the harder it is for them to stay in a committed relationship and to be happy in those relationships because they have so many partners. Okay, and there's a study on this. I'll pull up. Whether you think it's true or not, what is also said in that study is that it's also harder for men. Not as hard, but also harder for men. If your end goal is to be married, to be in these relationships, and to do all this stuff, you have to understand that you going out and banging every weekend and having no dick discipline and engaging in this behavior constantly will catch up with you at some point. Either through diseases, either through children out of wedlock, or either through just the fact that you've never really properly developed the skills necessary to be in these kinds of long-term relationships. When I hear guys talking about like, I'm gonna just do whatever, and then I'm gonna have, it's like, yeah, you're probably gonna have kids out of wedlock. You're probably gonna have kids in an environment that's probably not the best. And you're probably gonna have them with people who aren't the best either. Look at most of these red pill coaches and their marriages and their love lives. Kids are not in the best situations, rarely married. That's not my opinion. That's the reality. Is that what you want? Listen, if you grew up in a home that's kind of fucked up, or if you've seen a lot, because you guys be mad, oh, these single moms, like some of you are very likely to create them. So just be mindful of that. Just understand like the way your behavior leads to the outcomes that you claim you don't want. What do you want to say?
I said what I said.
What'd you say?
Cap.
He's capping about that?
Oh, man, he was capping hard.
Yeah.
Until it came back in his face.
Yeah.
And then the silence ensued.
Yeah.
Nah. When you're so heated like that, you're heated, and then you talk fast over the motherfucker, and then you go silent.
Yeah.
Motherfucker got you. But that was cap.
Yeah.
Because you wanted to prove a point, which shows your age, 23. Not so much your age in terms of numbers, but your age in terms of maturity in which you have in mind. No, you really think you know, but you don't know, Sneako. You don't. And it's fine. It's okay. You think I knew at 23? I didn't. I thought I did. Didn't. As a matter of fact, I'm 40 now. You think I know? No, there's a bunch of shit I don't. And it's okay. Just open your mind a bit. You ain't got the truth. You ain't got it.
Do you wear a seatbelt when you drive, or do you not give a fuck
Actually,
with it?
I have this thing where you could put a seatbelt like thing you could buy on Amazon. This is like advice for the chat. You can get like a seatbelt thing on Amazon that clicks in and then it gets rid of the beeping sound.
Okay, so you don't wear seatbelts either. Do you think seatbelts make you safer when you drive?
There's some circumstances where a seatbelt actually restricts you and traps you inside the car. You can see accidents.
There are some circumstances where somebody could...
collision.
Yeah.
You get mad interrupting and now you're
Yeah, there are circumstances where...
Hold on. Destiny, let him finish.
Yeah, go ahead.
You can get into a head-on collision, and if you have a seatbelt on, then you can get trapped in the car, and the car can catch on fire. But sometimes, if you're not wearing a seatbelt, there's instances where people have like literally like flown out the windshield because they weren't wearing a seatbelt and they survived. But a seatbelt could trap you in there.
What do you think is more common? Do you understand statistics or probability?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's more common, but it's uncomfortable and it's just.
Do you lock your car? Do you lock your car at night?
Earlier, I caught a stray shot because I think you guys were talking, and you were like, I was telling Abba that I don't subscribe to the idea that everyone can be rich, but that anyone can be rich. Is that correct? So your estimation, Sneako, is not that everyone can be rich at the same time. It's that if someone tries, they can do it.
Anybody can be rich.
Okay,
yes, that's
okay.
a very simple statement. That's true.
Fair. But you also recognize that's only for a minority of people that can be rich. It's not everyone that can be rich at the same time, correct?
Yeah, anybody can be rich.
Okay, perfect. So my question is, if you're doing this on these platforms and you're trying to spread the truth to as many people as possible, but you also acknowledge that not everyone who follows your advice can be rich at the same time, what do you say to the rest of the people who won't be able to have access to those resources?
That's tough.
That's tough. Okay, so for the vast majority of your audience, that's tough. But for the ones who worked hard enough and made it, well, they're the only ones who kind of get to be content and be men in that sense.
Yeah.
In the true sense.
Yes.
Okay. So you don't think that because you're leaving behind so many people that your philosophy is not good for the masses?
They don't have to be left behind.
Well, you just told me they are, and you said that's tough.
They don't have to be left behind. They can still work and go get it. If you have an internet connection, you can be rich.
But you just said not everybody will be rich.
You just said
Not everybody will be.
I want you to hear yourself.
Everybody can be.
I just want you to hear. You've just told me that not everyone can be rich at the same time. We both agree. Cool. I then asked you, what about the rest of the people who can't be? What do you say to them? And then afterwards, you told me that's tough.
That's tough. Well, so work harder. You can still get it. It's not too late. It's never too late.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
You're 23. The minute you open your mouth, it really shows.
It's one of those things. I didn't think it was that complicated of a breakdown.
But you didn't even get that.
It's like saying everyone can be beautiful. If everyone's beautiful, nobody's beautiful.
Yeah.
Right? Because beauty is basically on a sliding scale. There's beautiful people because there's ugly people. There's mediocre people. There's richness because there's poor people. There's middle class. If everyone's rich, nobody's rich. This idea that we can all be filthy, it's not possible, right? And so we're building these philosophies of life, and we're selling people on the idea, you got to be a high value man. You guys all got to be the kings of the. If everyone's a king, nobody's a king. A king rules over others. Like it's not possible. You guys, I'm trying to say what I'm saying. Like if our philosophies are get to the highest level to be happy and to be well, your vast majority, you're not going to achieve that. So we have to ask ourselves, are we building a society that can sustain itself if we're demanding that anybody who wants to live a life of contentness has to be extremely rich? Now, maybe that's upsetting. Maybe everybody who's watching right now wants to be filthy rich and thinks they're going to be filthy rich. I just don't think that's feasible. So why make that your basis for well-being? What do you think?
Every time I hear someone talk about that shit, it's just corny to me. Unrealistic.
Yeah.
It's just a scam, just like Primerica and all those pyramidal fucking things.
Pyramid schemes?
Pyramid schemes. That's what it is. Make you think that everybody's gonna have a Ferraris. No, a few's gonna have Ferraris. Mm-hmm. The rest of y'all gonna struggle. Making y'all think that everybody. It's not life. It's not how life works. And it's just they try to sell you something and you're in there. You're in there. It's not in your best interest to tell you the truth. It's not in their best interest to tell you the truth. And actually, they're not there for your best interest. They're there for their best interest. Because the more they keep on selling you these cotton things, the more they're going to be rich. Not you. It might give you more confidence and stuff like that. And like I said, and like we said before, all the things that they're preaching are based in truth. But there's a lot of fucking extra that is not it. But at the end of the day, I digress. It's just fool's gold to me.
Yeah. And, yeah.
It's corny to me.
But maybe you guys agree or disagree. We want to hear from you guys. So leave your comments below. Let us know what you think.